Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Drama Surgery podcast. In this episode, I am covering divorce lawyer Shin. According to Wikipedia, the series depicts the turbulent story of Shin Sung Han, who is a lawyer specializing in divorce. That's a pretty bare description of this drama, so I'm going to rely on my drama list for a better description. My drama list has a synopsis as: Meet Shin Sung Han, a divorce lawyer with a talent for settling even the most complicated cases. His name, which amusingly means sacred in Korean, seems at odd with the messy situation he sometimes has to deal with on a daily basis. But Shin Sung Han finds solace in the company of his two closest friends, Jang Hyung and Jung, who are fellow 40-year-old youths. Despite the challenges he faces with his client, Shin Sung Han continues to excel in his field with his expertise and sensitivity. I like that description better. That said, I was not one of those people that was taking, when I first heard this drama was airing, just because I guess I don't know the main actor. I mean, I know him from the drama with Park Shin-hye, but I remember disliking that drama. So honestly, I was not looking forward to this drama. I was not thinking I was going to watch this because again, he is not a familiar face enough, and I had, I guess, not a negative experience, but kind of a negative experience with the drama with Park Shin-hye, that I was like, you know what, I'm not going to watch this. But like I said in the last episode, I am facing kind of a Korean drought that there's not that many dramas for me to watch these days, or I guess just dramas that I enjoy. So I was looking for something to watch, and this, I guess it was on episode maybe 8 or so, and I was like, you know what, might as well check it out. It can't be that bad, right? And so I did. I watched the first episode and it was okay, right? It wasn't it didn't catch me immediately. And then I watched the second episode, and then the third, and then the fourth. And by that point, I was taking, I liked the drama. Mainly because, I mean, the synopsis doesn't tell you a lot, but actually this is a very, very, very funny drama. This is a very good drama, and it touches on a lot of subjects that were very interesting to me. So I actually ended up liking this drama and finishing it. It was really, really good. I know a lot of people aren't that taken with this drama, and I can tell from the reviews about this drama, but I actually think this drama is very, very good. The one thing that this drama excels in over everything else, and over all the dramas I've watched over my 10-year period of watching Korean dramas, is just how good of a bromance this drama has. The bromance in this drama is so excellent that I don't think I've ever seen a drama that has done it this well. And that's high praise, and a lot of people disagree with that comment, but I'm the kind of person that if you told me to name a drama that had a good romance, it would take me time. I would scratch my head thinking of a drama, right? Because it's not something I notice. It's there and it might be good, and I might enjoy it in a drama, but it's not something that I take away from a drama usually. It's not just something I notice. But this drama does it so well that I have to notice how good of a relationship the three guys have. It's just amazing. And they do it in such a way that I believe in this bromance. It's not just happy moments, it's also sad moments, and real moments between these three that makes me feel like this is an actually excellent display of bromance. So if you're a fan of bromance, actually watch this drama. This drama is very good in that sense. It's a very effortless relationship between the three guys, and it just makes this drama, it makes it so amazing. And so that's why I like the description from my drama list, because actually his two closest friends are actually good friends. They are actually excellent friends that really make this drama and make it so amazing that it stuck with me, and I would recommend to anybody that's looking for that kind of a genre. This drama, unfortunately, is a slow drama, and so that's probably why it took me a while for me to get into it. I had to watch the first 4 episodes for me to really become attached to this drama, because when you first get started, there isn't that much happening. I will say that I was impressed by what the first episode was showing, in the sense that I don't think I've ever seen a drama or a law drama that has a victim of a hidden camera, a popular figure, a celebrity that's a victim of a hidden camera, sex tape release kind of thing. I've never seen that, but this drama does that, and it does it so well that I was actually oh wow, this is actually amazing, that I have never seen such a topic being tackled in a Korean drama. And so I was really, really happy about that, and they really shed light into it. I really liked the part, especially when Shin Sung Han is telling the lawyer of her husband that this is secondary victimization, right? Which is something that you don't see a lot, and people don't mention often, that the law and the people that's supposed to help you in a law court and stuff like that become that like secondary finger pointers. They're the ones that tell you like what you did was wrong, blah blah blah. Like, so that's what I liked about this drama right from the start. Like, it had that element of actual truth in it, very realistic element that, you know, this character, this celebrity radio host is going through so much, and she has to face this, face her son, face everything that has happened with her head held high, right? And so this is what I think also hooks me from the very beginning, of how amazing just like the story they were deciding to show at the beginning was so complicated and so, you know, deep that I was like, oh wow, this is actually quite excellent. But it's still a slow drama, and you know, there doesn't seem to be a lot going on at the beginning in that sense. It's not till a few episodes in that you actually get a sense of the bigger picture of why Shin Sung Han became a lawyer in the first place, right? And so when it is finally revealed the reason why, you know, Shin Sung Han actually went back to law school and actually read to become an attorney, that's when they introduce the main villain of the show. And she's a villain in every sense. But I mean, she's such a villain in that her biggest character flaw is that she has no shame. No shame whatsoever. And I guess this is how villains should be. They should not have shame. But like, she displays that very well in that I have never seen a character that's so shameless before. She is the kind of character that she's basically stolen Shin Sung Han's sister's husband, taking over her life. Don't like everything. Like, the mom talks about this, about how like she basically took out a loan from the bank just to, you know, rent an apartment next to the guy she likes, right? She's so shameless in that sense that she doesn't see anything wrong in what she's done. She basically drives Shin Sung Han's sister to death because of this behavior, right? And she still doesn't see anything wrong with that, right? And so I like that scene where the father-in-law is telling her that you have no shame. That's why I like you, because she truly has no shame. I have never seen a character more shameless. Like, and she always has this smirk on her face that's so annoying. Like, it's super annoying. And that's, I think, what kept me watching this drama. I really wanted to see her pay. I guess she didn't really pay in the way I would have wanted, but I guess, to be honest, the husband isn't a good person either, in that like he allowed this thing to happen. Like, he aided and abetted. So they kind of deserve each other, actually. Actually, the worst punishment for her is to keep living with someone like that, because he's going to do that to her as well. She thinks she's like this love of his life, blah blah blah. Like, no, he's going to also do that to her, and it's going to be more painful. It's a shame that this drama is not able to cover like up to that part, but in a later life she will see that, you know, she's not going to be the only girl in his life. But yeah, what makes her villainous as well is that she's abusive, right? In the sense that she's basically isolating Geun, right? Which is Shin Sung Han's nephew, from everybody that loves him, right? And so, for example, when they talk about the driver, that he's been there since this boy was born, and his stepmom decides that, you know, it's time for him to go. And she's doing that because she's trying to isolate him, make him depressed, make him, you know, unable to turn to anyone, because at the end of the day he is an extension of this lady that I guess her ghost is still living in that house, right, which is Shin Sung Han's sister. So even her trying to take away the visitation rights that Shin Sung Han has, even though it's not a lot, it's like once a week for like 2 hours or something, she's trying to end that because, again, she's such a narcissist, she's such an abusive person that she wants this boy to suffer as best as she can, make him suffer. And it's so sad that nobody else sees that. I am actually, even though I say she's the biggest villain, actually her husband is even worse, because to an extent I understand that whole like stepmom trope of like evil, and like actually if you think about the fact that she stole the guy, right, she stole the husband from Shin Sung Han's sister, like she's obviously a bad person. But what I don't understand is the husband, like the dad, Geun's dad. How do you let somebody treat your own kid like that? That's the part I don't understand, right? She's basically doing all this, and he's living in that house. He knows all these things are happening, but he doesn't care. Like, I don't know how a father can be that incompetent and that evil. He's really the real villain. Like, he's the one that allows everything to happen. I know people always blame the chick for like ruining a family, but it's the guy that lets it happen. And so in that way, she kept me watching. Like, they both kept me watching, because I was just like, how awful can two people be that like they have no sense of shame, no sense of remorse or guilt for what they've done? Like, it's really, really bad. And yeah, I mean, he can leave his ex-wife or whoever he wants, but like, I don't know, just something about the way they've done it is so iffy and so disgusting that like I was just like, I need to see how this ends. And I really wanted something bad to happen to her. I really wanted something really terrible to happen to her, but she was fine even till the end. The only like silver lining was, what her husband said of like the only reason why I kept the visitation rights for Geun is because I know you would have wanted no visitation rights, and I don't want you to have what you want. And so that's like the only thing that I'm like, okay, yeah. So in a way, she pays in a slight way, but not really, honestly. Like, he still lives in the house. She's still going to probably try in the future to take away all the shares, and like, she's such a terrible person. Like, the scene where she's asking the granddad to basically give her Gyeong's shares, and I'm like, oh my god, how much of a bitch can one person be? Like, she's the true definition of that word. Like, she's a terrible person. Like, I have never seen such evilness in one small human being, and she's very tiny, but she's so annoying, and she really plays her role well, and she kept me watching because I was like, this bitch must get it. Like, I will say, unlike me that was openly verbal about curses basically to this girl, Shin Sung Han's character doesn't do that in any way. Like, he's so composed, and I have to say, this is one thing again that makes his character very interesting, is that he is so composed even at the toughest times, because there's scenes where I'm like, he should have lost control by now, right? And they kind of juxtapose that with his junior lawyer that joined them recently, and we see that scene where he's basically fighting the husband of the client he's working for. And that's how I expect him to act in some cases. But he's so composed in every single scene that I'm like, oh, I mean, it's good and I like it, but like, I would not be able to be composed. Even as I'm watching him like be composed, I'm like, how are you composed? But again, that's one thing that I really like about his character. Anytime he's talking, he never raises his voice. He never like speaks out of turn even. Like, he's so sure about what he's saying that he makes this so enjoyable. I can see why he would be a successful lawyer, because he's so composed. He doesn't let anything get to him. Even though, yeah, his sister died because of this bitch and her husband, he's still very composed. He talks in a very mellow, like soft tone. The only one time he loses his temper is the moment where he's actually talking to the husband, his former brother-in-law, and he tells him that how is it possible that even that he is just my nephew, I am able to care more about Geun than you, that's his dad. Why are you acting blind? And that's the only moment, and I can see why that would be the moment he loses his temper, because it's true. Like, I don't understand the dad. He's like extremely weak, and it's weird because it doesn't seem like the husband loves his wife so much. Like, it's not like he's so in love with that lady that he can't think. That doesn't seem to be it. It just seems like he doesn't care enough about Geun, and that's really, really sad. So yeah, like, his composure is amazing. I love it, and it makes this drama really, really nice. One person I will say that's not as composed as Shin Sung Han is his friend, which is interesting to me because, again, it's his friend that seems to be more emotionally involved, more emotionally tied to what has happened to Shin Sung Han's sister. And I understand, for good reason. So for those who don't recall, like, his friend Jong Shik, he's the real estate guy, the guy with the lavish car and lavish life that's trying to like live up to. And his friend, seemingly, like, when I'm first introduced to him, I just think, oh, okay, he's going to be that side character, that caricature kind of best friend character, because they always have those characters in dramas that's like only there to be a foil to how awesome like the male lead is. But no, they actually like give him depth in that we find out that it's him that first contacted the lawyer that worked for the sister, and he feels a guilt over the fact that he introduced such a terrible lawyer to the sister that caused her to lose in the divorce case. And he feels so guilty about this that you can see it in his expression. You see it in the way he acts. At first, I could not understand why he hated the lawyer so much. But they show us more, and we see that, this is why. It's because of, he feels guilty about what has happened to his friend's sister. And that was an impressive, like, turn of events for me, in that I was not expecting it to go that route. And, his character, I ended up loving him so much because he was so genuine, and he was such a good friend to Shin Sung Han that even Shin Sung Han could see how much this was affecting him, right? Like, it's interesting when like the victim has to tell you that it will be okay and that like it's not your fault. Like, that tells you just how much from Shin Sung Han's perspective, how much he can tell that his friend is going through a lot because of what has happened to his sister. And yeah, that made me I liked it so much. And it's that bromance that I'm talking about. That's where the bromance aspect really comes in that all three friends are such good friends. So I like the scene where Hyung is having his date, is camping with his date, and basically Shin Sung Han and Jo Jung-sik are, spying on them. And I don't know, I just really, really like that scene. And it just shows like how amazing this drama is in that aspect of just the bromance was amazing. The comedy in this is insane. Like, I'm shocked by how insane the comedy is. It's really, really good in that sense. And then I also have to give a shout out to the mother-in-law of the sister. That is like Shin Sung Han's sister's mother-in-law. So that'd be Geun's like grandma, right? She's also fantastic in that she's humane, in that she understands what has happened and that the role that her son has played in like the death of her daughter-in-law, which she has come to love, because we see in the flashbacks how much Shin Sung Han's sister has really kind of opened like a door into her heart. Like, she really, really liked her, and so she was really, really sad when she died, and she felt really guilty about it. And so I really liked her scenes, especially when she's talking back to that bitch, because that lady was just so annoying that I just wanted everybody to like rip off that mask off her face and just show her for who she truly was, because she seemed to be getting away with it, and she seemed to have grown an ego that was bigger than the moon. Like, she was such an irritating character that I was just glad for the mother-in-law's character, because I was scared for a second there that Shin Sung Han would have to compete with like the whole family. Like, he would have to go against the whole family, and that like the mom-in-law would be a terrible person as well. But she actually wasn't. She was actually a pretty good person. But yeah, I will say that I am not too taken by a lot of like the running stories that are going on, in the sense that every case he does is not particularly impressive to me. And I wasn't particularly focused on those things, as opposed to, his own backstory in the background and the relationship with his friends and stuff like that. The actual cases that he was working, other than the first one that, was really good, I thought was, the rest weren't good enough for me to remember. And so I forgot it the minute he like finished. Like, the minute the case ended, I was also like done with it. So in that sense, it's a little weak in like the cases that it's taking on. But yeah, still a very good drama. Still a drama I recommend if you like romance. It's very good, and so I recommend it to anybody who's not seen this. Please check it out. It's really, really good drama. But yeah, that's my review of Divorce Attorney Shin. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.